Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 1v1 tournament. We're at the second match of the day already for these early morning matches. We have Antonio versus Melvr coming up right now. This is an 8 versus 9 seed matchup, the closest seeded matchup we're going to have of the round of 16, and it's right up here in the morning. I will be here again, Chili Repair, joined this time by our very own speed legend in the house, Ninere.
Hey.
What's your expectations for this match today? What are we thinking between an 8 and 9 seed?
Dude, Chiller, I don't know, but I think it's going to be really close, and also because they're so, I feel like they're really similar in like skill set as well. So I feel like this one might go to tiebreaker.
I would love to see tiebreaker, and especially on Million PP as a faster tiebreaker between these two. It's going to be very interesting. On both sides here, the rank disparity a little bit different here, though. Closer to 1K versus top 500 for Melvr here. Both players have been playing tournaments for such a long time, though. They're both very experienced. They know what they're getting into here. For picks and bans, however, you never know. This is a smaller map pool in a best of 9 right here. There's 2 protects and 2 bans going up here.
Actually,
so
I think it's 1 protect and 2 bans.
2 set, 1 of the 2, 2 of the each, and then that leaves variation here.
Yeah, it leaves a lot of variation, actually.
But I think that I personally want to see some of these customs come out.
Yeah, me too. I really want to see the Nomad 1 be played, actually.
Ooh.
I feel like that would be very interesting to see these players battle it out on.
AIM would be very cool right now.
Yeah.
I want to see some more Hard Rock 2. I'm kind of biased, but Hard Rock 2 and Hard Rock 3, I've got to see those get played. Those are crazy maps.
For sure, for sure.
But these two, I think there's a chance we see it. I definitely think.
Yeah.
But, coming out of qualifiers, both of these two, again, top 16 to qualify for this. There was stringent competition, 7.7, 7.8 star map pool.
Yep.
Really high level here. We're getting up into 8 stars now for this one. Do you think that changes anything, even with just a slight increase?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like the maps are just harder anyway. They're more aim control heavy, they're more techy, they require a lot more from you, a lot more focus. And also we're on stage now, so I think the scores might be a little different from what we saw in qualifiers.
Yeah, that live
just like on every skill set probably.
I agree.
So I experienced that myself when I came up on stage. I couldn't play speed.
I don't know, that those like on stage time will come and then the nerves will kick up and then you're just gonna go 400 BPM easy. No problem.
The difficulty increase definitely changes a lot. I mean, I think it does for everyone.
I think it's very favored to certain skill sets too. I think Yokespie and I were talking in the previous match about the hidden pool this week. Super polarizing.
Yeah.
If you're not a good hidden player, you're going to have a little bit more difficult time on this pool.
I'm having some trouble.
I'm not speaking from experience at all right there. And then, if you're good at hidden, this is going to be a really good pool for you. We saw Malashevsky absolutely tear this up so much that we saw a hidden 2 banned out. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the route that we see in this match. We saw basically no hidden and no double time in that match virtually,
Yeah.
for sure. So maybe we'll get a little double time this time around. I was sad to see all of those disappear.
Yeah.
No favorites there.
I want to see Astro Sexy eventually. That's really my favorite map in this pool.
It's going to be fun. Pretender iconic as well, that
GC
one.
Absolutely. That as well.
Very comfortable
it's like any DT is really
outside of those slider aim is difficult in that, though.
Yeah.
And then Nomad variation to the Nomad 2 from qualifiers, really stamina heavy. Mythos Orbis is just straight through 210 BPM, so pretty high for a Nomad 2. Easy breezy. We're going on the aim, we're going on the bursts, a little bit more comfortable for that left hand.
Sliders as well.
Yes, exactly. So classic C-Mob style.
Yeah.
We talked about Bad For Me Aim and Punk being another C-Mob map that we see in tournaments a lot. And it's something that I think everyone's kind of used to, that C-Mob map style now. Easy breezy iconic.
Very iconic, yeah.
But we've got protects first, then bans, then picks. So plenty left to go for these players to start off here. Seeing what these two players have done through qualifiers and otherwise, do you even want to take a shot at predicting what these protects are going to be in this pool?
I'm very unsure, honestly. I think Melvr could protect Nomad 4 or Nomad 5. I feel like he'd be really good on both of those.
think that's...
But at the same time, I'm not too familiar with what Antonio was good at, but I know he's pretty good at Hard Rock, I think.
Okay.
So he might protect one of the Hard Rocks.
I see.
That's like my... I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I would guess if I had to.
It's hard to pick in a land setting too, I think, because that preference changes a little bit as well. And you know, we talk a lot about in these matches where there's usually a player that's a little bit more comfortable on gimmick and one that's a little bit more comfortable on mechanics.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have that in this match is the thing. They're so overlapped that that may not be the case in this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see some of these songs, though. All of the ones that we haven't seen thus far, man.
All of these songs are really good as well.
They
that makes this so much better.
I mean, even some of these newer maps, too, you know, I'm going to keep talking about it until we see all of them.
Yeah.
These customs, I want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, Lorelei was...
Is Hard Rock 3 a custom?
So it looks like the rolls are done, and it's going to be a Nomad 3 Protect to start off here. So really, really confident on the alt map to start off. And we saw this Ice Call map in the showcase. This is difficult. This is snappy.
This is hard.
So big confidence there. But that skill cap could show through on a lot of other slots.
Definitely.
Oh. And it's a Nomad 2.
Nomad 2 Protect.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Double Nomad Protect. I wonder what that says for the other mod slots in here. Hopefully we don't see too many bans come out. But this is the point where you really have to, you know, show your stuff in this match. You know, how well do you know your opponent? How ready are you for this map?
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, what are your thoughts? What do you think? What kind of level of practice is necessary to be ready for a pool like this, even for players at this range?
I think it depends on the map, definitely. Hidden 3 needs a lot of practice, because that has like, I mean, first of all, it's hidden, and then there's like a bunch of different rhythm changes, and it's just overall really difficult. But maps like, I feel like maps that are a little more straightforward, that don't have a lot of like different skill sets mixed in, if it's just like only tapping, like True Blue, for example, you kind of only need to like know what the rhythm change, or like the double into triple, etc. finger control sections. I guess a lot of people know the Nomad 2 as well, so I don't feel like a lot of people would practice that. I don't know, but for every like custom especially, it's gonna need a lot of practice. And Hidden 3.
Hidden 3,
Hidden 3, man. That's a tough one.
Brutal, man.
Very brutal.
I think a lot of these are too, and you know, these players do get some time to warm up beforehand as well. You know, again, setups elsewhere and then on stage right before. So there is that time, but there's so many difficult maps here that you know, you almost wonder, can there be enough warm up? Like, how do you have it? And especially as someone who I think kind of, you know, goes preference toward the faster skill sets, like something like the Pretender. I mean, through those streams into those slider aim, you know, can you ever like really be ready for a stage performance like that, you know, after like an hour, half hour?
I don't think you can ever be ready for a stage performance. You just have to wing it, man. That's always, that's how it goes.
We love that.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're getting some bans now. It's True Blue banned out by Melvr. Antonio getting rid of Labo 1. That's definitely been a favorite to ban so far. It's super gimmick player favorite.
Yeah.
That's Kirby style, though.
Yeah.
And, you know, with Hidden on, and we talked about some of the players in this tournament even, you know, our number 3 seed, Thriller, coming up later today. Number 1 on that map, double S with Nomad.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of other players that have that skill set in here too. I mean, we see Bubbleman sitting up in that 2nd seed as well. I mean, a lot of the gimmick players down as well. This is going to be a map that I think is banned out a lot if it's not protected.
Absolutely.
But double DT, there it is.
Yeah, there's
super
a
speed.
Pretender DT1 ban as well.
That's a smart ban from Melvr, I think. Antonio very well versed in the mechanics.
Yeah.
So that's a big point of contention for those two. Leaving up Astro Sexy really blurs the lines a little bit between speed and DT and starting to cover other skill sets that alt the old style.
And then we see the Nomad 5 ban as well. Antonio.
So a little bit of finger control left up. We do have Angel Salad, so kind of a different style from Let's Quartz. Quartz definitely a practice difference
Yeah.
map. If you haven't had a chance to look at that map, very difficult to go through that one. Angel Salad, I think a lot of people have seen it before as well.
Yeah.
So little confidence boost there. But we see actually Source of Creation as the first pick from Melvr here. So starting off with the Protect.
He's starting off with his Protect, yeah. This is going to be exciting.
I think that's a good strategy, honestly. You know, we actually even saw in the last match, Malashevsky didn't even end up picking his Protect. So
Yeah.
different styles here. You know, do you want the confident point on the board to start, or do you want to save it for later? You know, we'll see which way Antonio decides to roll with this.
Yeah.
But it's a start, and Melvr jumping straight into things here. No holding back for the Ice Call to start us off. We're going to get the whole song in here. Let's get the intro and everything.
Yeah. No skip.
But consistency is going to be the name of the game here. You know, we've got that new laser scoring on here as well. So
Yeah.
a little bit higher on average, that accuracy, a little bit of a different calculation there. So especially compared to Score V2 with, you know, the laser scoring, sliders start and ends count. For your accuracy. So you're almost half on some of these. We've even got a close-up of the level of finger control and aim that this is going to require. You can already see right out of the gate, so fast, so snappy.
Yeah. It's
Ice
like
Call.
triangles almost. They're so brutal. So hard to aim.
Very, it's that like hard style rhythm as well, that start-stop patterning. You've got to have such a command over your aim control to be confident on this sort of thing. And both players having trouble right out of the gate here. I mean, nobody is going to have a good time on this map, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there.
That. These patterns, I mean, wide angle hexagons in between 1/6 burst triples, these sliders. I mean, practice these, please. Do not get slow slidered on this. But the axe low here as well. Combo sitting just alongside 93.
Yeah, it's pretty much like dead even at the moment.
A good length map too, so plenty to go on this one. But again, deceptive star ratings in this map pool. 7.7 stars does not tell the whole story here.
Yeah. We're gonna get into the easier section here.
A little
We
straightforward.
see both players building some combos.
What about the next key eye? We saw both players struggle. You know, sometimes we see them maybe kick it up into the second half.
It could just be like them adjusting at the start as well.
First match on stage.
First match on stage. Oh, there goes. That is not good for Melvr at all.
These wide angle triples, having to snap to that last node as well, it really gives you an opportunity to potentially leave that last one too early. But it's almost halfway through. It's not going to matter quite as much as it does on Score V2 where that halfway miss comes in, but Antonio certainly with a massive combo now.
Melvr does have the accuracy advantage though, about 1%. And like with this laser scoring, that does make a difference.
I mean, yeah, you can see 7,000 score, 6,000 into this, and either player misses, and it's Antonio.
Melvr.
Oh, but the trade.
Oh.
Here we go. Next difficult section into the ending here, past halfway point now. Can Melvr pull this back to his side? It is there right now.
Yeah, it is there right now. But let's see if he can maintain that until the end.
We want to see that confidence from that protected pick at the start right here from Melvr. This is your most confident map in the pool, ideally, that you're keeping hold of here. So a larger score gap is, you know, maybe a little bit more confidence from that one. But you know what? A point on the board is a point on the board, and Antonio's finding breaks, and that's what Melvr needs.
Absolutely.
These doubles, these quick snap patterns here, everything is just so uncomfortable. Such a difficult map. Quarter of the way left through now, 97% ag for Melvr, and Antonio has certainly fallen further behind than he was earlier with that miss. That might help him into the ending here, 40,000 score.
Yeah. It's just dragging the lead further and further at this point.
Well, slow slider, one more section at the ending of the map here, but we're winding down slowly, and we're running out of map for Antonio to get back into this one if he wanted to. Melvr looking to pick up the protect at the start here. Relatively similar combos, a little bit of an advantage for Antonio right now, but it's 50,000 score in favor of Melvr, even with the traded breaks, even serving to help him and into the final spinner. It's the protect for Melvr.
There we go. Well done, Melvr.
So that's a good start that we're seeing there. Melvr, the 9 seed, technically the underdog in this match, even if it's the closest matchup here. So with both of these players being as well-versed in tournaments as they are and having these maps to go back and forth on, like you said, this could be the tiebreaker match.
It could be the tiebreaker. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. These players might not like that to see that way, but we certainly would here.
Yeah.
And it goes to Antonio's pick next, so he gets to get something on the board here, maybe go a little bit more into that mechanics route now.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe he could start off with his Protect as well, or maybe he'll go for one of the Hard Rocks, or...
It's possible. It definitely is. The Hard Rock pool is the mechanics player pool this time around. And there's the raw scores from the leaderboards there. So close.
Yeah.
580 to 522. I mean, we saw some pretty close score gaps in that first match, but even then, those were 100, 200K. Yeah. So to be closer to 50,000 is insane.
Yeah, but now we can even see how much the accuracy matters in this scoring system, because Melvr only got half of Antonio's combo. Still won by a margin that large, so...
Unbelievable.
Very unbelievable.
Any ACK enjoyers out here certainly liking the changes to later lately. There we go. There's at least one.
I'm happy.
I honestly, the ACK difference is big, especially for players, you know, the Hard Rock players as well. That OD increase really makes that accuracy necessary on some of the more awkward stuff.
Absolutely.
Finger control players too, rejoice. Your no more mashed wins on finger control picks here as well. As we get into the next pick. And it was the Protect. You got it. There it is.
There it is.
Easy breezy. It's time for some burst aim.
Oh, both players going to be finding some misses right off the bat. I want to see how they do on this Discord slider.
Oh my gosh. Nobody's ready for the Discord slider.
I feel like that's a little easier to hit on laser with how the sliders work on this client.
Yeah, definitely with that slider aim requirements as well. And there it is.
There it is, yeah.
Right through. And Antonio to hold it along with Melvr, though. Bigger combo dropped now.
Ooh.
Oh, this is just going to be a close match all the way
This is going to be
very
close.
Absolutely no letting up for either of these players. The accuracy advantage in the favor of Antonio this time around, though.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Melvr is finding a lot of misses.
Yeah,
there goes Antonio as well.
Yikes, man. This is such a difficult map, especially on an unfamiliar setup.
Yeah.
Rough accuracies for both players, a little bit lower than maybe they wanted. Antonio still keeping that lead, though, and that's the goal here. You just got to be better than your opponent on this one, and it's about the same margin as that first Protect as well, so even match.
A lot of act drops from Antonio on that stream there.
Enough so that he's actually lower accuracy than Melvr now. 17,000 score. Got to find some consistency into the ending here in order to pull this up a bit. It's 26K, so it is increasing. Melvr is still finding breaks. Antonio clearly a little bit more comfortable on the mechanics here, but Melvr certainly not making it easy for him.
Definitely not.
What are your thoughts? Do you think we see an FC on an easy breezy from anyone today?
We could potentially see that.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt it, because this certainly isn't the hardest map in the pool.
Well, you have the last match of the day today.
I do.
So
it's at 10.
If we don't get one during the day, you need to now FC this map.
So that's my job.
That's your job now.
I don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of pressure now.
Putting the pressure on early.
There
and it's a win for Antonio.
Point for Antonio as well on his Protect. Easy breezy.
So both Protects gone already.
Both Protects worked out.
And that's a similar score margin again. 84,000 between these two. It was 60,000.
And again, it kind of came down to the accuracy because they had the same max combo.
Yeah.
So could also be the more consistent breaks from Melvr as well.
Yeah, we saw that every single time Antonio found a break, I think it was a trade right away with Melvr, and then Antonio just had the bigger combo sections in there. So the mechanics clearly favoring the side of Antonio thus far. Hard Rock pool may be an option later on.
Yeah.
But Melvr, plenty of gimmick stuff to go back into, maybe a little bit more aim as well.
Yeah.
Very clearly a fan of that aim as well, so we may see the Nomad 1 come out.
We may see a Nomad 1.
Not sure how the Hidden's going to work out, too.
What, Hidden 2 was banned.
Hidden 2 was banned.
He has Angel Salad, and he has the Hidden Tech as well. And knowing Melvr, he's very good on the Hidden Techs as well. Man, so we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Nomad 1.
That would be a big one. Oh, I'm excited to see what's up next here. It is the Nomad 1 is actually seeming to be the pick here, so Pile of Corpse is up next, going straight into the Alden and Melon Boy collab. That is a serious aim collab.
Yeah. But there it is.
This is the one.
Nomad 1.
I mean, Melon Boy mapping the qualifiers Nomad 1, which was taken from OWC this past year, fucking Friday. And then we have Alden, mapper of so many high star rating, high skill. I mean, We Are Japanese Goblin, one of his most well-known big aim maps in there as well. And that just kicks it up to another notch in a match setting here as Melvr tries to secure his next point now, keep this even.
Yeah.
Antonio finding a break, a little bit more substantial one as well. Melvr found that first miss early and will continue to trade.
Traded.
This is going to be a little bit more of a long haul on this one. Not a short Nomad 1 by any means. It's not the longest we've ever seen, but it gives you room for breaks.
It does.
And luckily for Melvr, he may want those room for breaks. Again, both of these players have just been so close the entire time, trading misses, very similar accuracies.
Yeah, pretty much dead even, actually. Especially now.
Oh,
He's be getting into the big jumps here.
Cross screens, X's, both players break, so nobody pulling up a huge lead. We might see some matches later where the more confident aim player, you may see them hit this entire section and leave someone behind a little bit more.
Potentially.
But nothing here. Both of these players so evenly matched. And again, I guess it speaks to the volumes of how accurate the seedings were if it's this close between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
A little higher accuracy for Antonio now, I'm realizing, starting to pull away with this a bit more. A full percent in the lead now.
Wow.
And it's that miscount too. Unfortunately, no live miscount, but we'll see it at the ending. And again, still keeping it close. Sub 10K. That's 4-digit score difference.
That's really close. Melvr is going to be going towards this side.
Yeah, Antonio over aiming.
There we go.
Linears. There's a big
it goes
miss.
over. Oh,
Ooh, these patterns are just dirty to look at. Anything.
They are really brutal.
That's past halfway, though. We're at about 2/3 of the way through the map now, and it's Antonio and Melvr still sitting neck and neck on this score.
So close.
Just,
all match, it's been so close.
This is just terrifying to watch. I mean, can you imagine having a scoreboard open right now if you're one of these players and seeing what's going on?
I think they actually have to have it open. I don't think you can turn
it
off.
Live on the side.
So they are seeing it flicker.
It's like hitting the pause on a map and then on stable and seeing the scores right in front of you. Melvr takes the lead for a second. It goes back though. Antonio's looking to hold this one as much as possible. He's got to keep it until the end though. 12,000 is nothing.
Antonio hitting that.
Oh boy.
And that as well.
Big jump consistency from Antonio. We talked about him being the mechanically favored player in this match potentially. Even though Melvr is so strong at this aim, he's got to be able to match whatever Antonio can do. And right now, it's barely in favor of Melvr for the pick. It's a combo lead.
Antonio, I think he's going to be pulling it back.
Oh,
there it goes.
No! That miss is the one at the end.
And that's going to be the first break point of the match. Antonio taking the Nomad 1.
Such a close match. I mean, look at that. 28 and 29 misses. It's a difference of almost nothing
it's
between
the
those
seed
two.
8 and seed 9. It's just so close.
The max combo actually saving Antonio there.
It is.
80 more. That's it. That's all it took. He had more 100s, same number of 50s, and barely less misses. He's got to feel good about that one. That break point's got to feel good. That's a confidence booster.
That is definitely a confidence boost.
Two very close
I think that's
picks.
what he needed.
Yeah. I mean, three very close, but straight in, every single one of these has been exceptionally close, but to take a break point in the same fashion is just a whole different story. But if things continue the way that they have been, I see no reason why Melvr couldn't take a break point right back with these scores.
Yeah.
So
well, that is to be expected. Absolutely.
Down but not out. I mean.
Yeah.
Best of 9, first to 5. Antonio is 1 point ahead, but we've still got, at minimum, 2 points to go for Antonio to get to match point, let alone winning the match. And Melvr's only 1 down. Antonio has to find something to consolidate on right now, and given how close that aim map was, he's going to try and avoid it.
Oh, he's going to be
goes for
picking
the
the Nomad 4.
The tech map.
The tech map. Oh, this is a classic. I think a lot of people know this map.
Yeah, this was first pooled in either Hippo Cup 4 or 5, one of the Hippo Cups by Digital Hypno, before it was even ranked or loved or anything on the board here. And it's just been more and more popular ever since. I mean, it's won mapping contests. It's been in tournaments all over the place. Such a community favorite. We got the warm-up in chat, the classic.
Yeah.
Everyone's done this before. Got the stream speed. There it is, just dragged right in there. You got like the countdown timer standard right here. You're in it. Here we go. Easier beginning to this map. It really doesn't kick up until you start to get to those back and forths into the space streams. We've seen breaks at the beginning in that first match as well. We saw some early misses. These stacks easy to leave early.
Oh, yeah.
There it is, right there again. Melvr just leading a little bit too early. Still early though, and this map only gets harder.
It does. Just keeps ramping up.
It is going to be a little bit difficult though if Antonio is able to hit a substantial amount of this beginning section, because running away with a combo at the beginning, because it's so difficult at the ending, leaves less opportunity to come back into this from a deficit. That double trade was actually pretty useful for Melvr. That prevents Antonio from running with this score. But it's all on this
See
DI.
how they do on this first KI, yeah.
Here we go. Oh, and Antonio finds a break right before it, and Melvr gonna run away with some combo now. Just a little bit, but it's enough to make the score difference almost non-existent, as both players are gonna fight through this section now. We're not even at the plus patterns
No, we're
yet.
not. We're not.
Still back and forth, and man, Melvr looks pretty good.
Yeah, he does look very comfortable on this.
Quick
and he's going to be taking the lead back as well.
This is big because this snap aim of this section, very reminiscent of that Nomad 3 style where you've got to keep that fast cursor movement. Those doubles, very difficult though.
Yeah.
And here we go, the main KI, and Melvr hits the first section. And the
second! Oh shit.
Is he going for 3? No! He misses on the third one, but that's almost all of them for Melvr right there. Big difference in score now for him. The biggest we've seen in the map thus far. Melvr showing that quick snap aim, the cut streams, those plus patterns there, and it's given him a 30,000 score lead, despite being down at the start. But the map shifts as you continue to go through slider sections towards the ending. A little bit lower velocity in the section coming up after these slider streams right here. So if Melvr can keep this combo, that break from Antonio.
That combo is really huge too.
Oh my goodness, and here we go, the slow section.
Yeah, the slow section. We can see the comfort levels based on the accuracy as well. Melvr having a 4% accuracy lead right now.
This is a big lead now, 50,000 score.
Very big lead.
One of the biggest we've seen thus far, I feel like.
It may not seem like much, but with this scoring system, this is a big lead.
Big slider section, high velocity here. If Melvr holds through these slider streams, this is big, but he overaims one. But that was a massive combo from Melvr. And that could be the one to actually keep him in the lead for this map here. A third of the way left to go, and 50,000 plus score, and Antonio's basically just matched up.
Yeah.
This is going to be a break point right back if Melvr's able to hold on to this. We've got a repeat of the beginning, basically, at the ending here. We saw Melvr rock this at the start, and he does it again!
So comfortable on these, it seems.
Such a difficult map all the way through, and again, there's no pauses, too. You've got that one slow section, and that's it.
That's literally it.
Even more difficult with the reverse direction. You've got these fast sliders in here, some bursts coming in between these sliders as well. We're going to see right here. But the map is running out of time. We do see a break from Melvr. It's going to give Antonio a little bit of breathing room here, but with a quarter of the way left to go, down 50K, that's a lot of work.
It is.
Catching up now.
If he holds a little longer, Melvr potentially finds like some really big chain misses. This could go back. But there goes Antonio.
Here There goes Melvr into the ending. Back and forths are all him right now. This snap aim is unbelievable from Melvr. Oh my goodness. 8 versus 9 seed matchup,
just
by the way.
Casual Thursday for Melvr.
This is just a walk in the park for him. Gonna put up 500K by the ending of the map, and he's rocking these sliders. Antonio didn't even know what he was getting himself into on this pick.
This was his pick. This was Antonio's pick.
Breakpoint straight back to Melvr. And look at the act difference, like you mentioned earlier. This is growing. Final section of the map to close it out cleanly there.
And see, this was what we were talking about. Breakpoints can just like, they're doable for both players in this match.
I respect this. Keeping the fight on both sides here. Antonio put the work in on the Nomad 1 to get the breakpoint back. Melvr says, hey, guess what? I can do that too.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Keep it going. Both protects gone too. We talked about that at the beginning of the match. So there is no safety net for these players for the entire remainder of this match. This is going in blind for the entire 2 picks left that both of these two potentially have. And that's the key point here, is that this match is basically starting over from scratch now. That breakpoint back, it's a clean slate. It's first to 3 points here to win the match, including the tiebreaker if we get to that point. So effectively, we're down to a best of 4 now.
We are.
Best of 5?
Best of
Am
5.
I losing it? Best of 5.
Best of 5.
Counting is hard now, apparently.
It is.
But next pick is going to go back to Melvr now. He has a chance to actually keep this match on track for real this time. Both players started off strong with those protect picks.
Yeah, I feel like we might be seeing the hidden one from Melvr.
This could be a big opportunity. You know, the aim didn't go super well for him on the Nomad 1, at least from what he liked. But the slider aim on the hidden one, that's a different story, I think.
Definitely a different story.
The Hard Rock pool, man, I'm seeing all of it open still. I mean, we've seen 1 Hard Rock picked so far, and it was Hard Rock 1.
And there it is. There's the hidden one.
I'm like the master of predictions this morning. Like almost everything. And this hidden one is just, you know, for Nakano Itsuki maps, they are deceptively uncomfortable. Very conventional mapping style, but mixed in with the sliders and the awkward angles. Adding hidden on to a Nakano Itsuki map is a whole different story.
That's the hardest part, adding hidden.
We saw Malashevsky put up a great play on this map earlier. One of the highest acts we're probably going to see at the weekend, have middle 99s. And, you know, we're looking for something similar out of these two right now, and it's Antonio to open up with a pretty solid act.
Yeah.
But we're early. We're early right now. This is not a long map, but it's still within the first quarter, so it's relative right now. But Melvr finding breaks doesn't speak good news for him.
Antonio looks so comfortable on this.
He does over-aim a quick snap there, though.
Does find a small break.
It's the hidden, I think, that does that.
With how much both players are breaking, I don't know if it's going to matter that much. Melvr also finding a pretty big combo here.
Big focus map right now. Again, removing those hit circles on this sort of wide-angle slider aim really forces you to focus more on where your cursor movement is going forward.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there goes Melvr as well. Both players trading.
He's
quite a bit, yeah.
It's helping Melvr. It certainly is. Keeping it close is ideal right now, especially when you're down halfway through.
Yeah.
Down but not out. That's been the story for both of these players so far in this match. And I mean, 10K, nothing. Almost nothing.
Really, yeah.
You can see, I mean, we're down 1,000 of that already. We're already down below 9K. And Antonio breaking alongside Melvr is just going to continue that trend.
Oh, I was about to say, it was about to get pulled back, but... Oh, no, there we go.
Oh, big cut stream hit for Melvr there to take the score lead. That was a massive pattern to make it all the way through.
That was very huge.
Last quarter, these trades.
Trades, man. Oh, my.
Oh, boy. Act
this one's going to be close.
Shrinking act difference, too.
Yeah.
Final quarter, 2,000. Melvr has given score away. So has Antonio. The difference could be slider ends.
I think so.
Is there a spinner at the end of the... Oh, gosh. Oh, spinners are less important than laser, though, luckily.
Oh, yeah. We get, like, no score from spinners.
Yeah, a couple hundred at
max.
Yeah. But this is looking good for Melvr right now, coming into these last patterns.
Yeah. The combo advantage, and especially with that break just now from Antonio, this is gonna go to Melvr.
That's the one.
There we go. He's gonna take his points on hit 1.
Back even.
His own pick.
Confidence from Melvr to hold on to that.
Yeah.
I mean, uphill battle from the start there. Antonio opened up with such a good combo. And look at the accuracy from Antonio. 6 100s, no 50s. But that miscount and combo basically the same as well.
Yeah.
Melvr just more consistently putting up that combo across the board, I think. You know, a couple larger ones there.
Yeah.
But that brings us to one hidden map left, which means that
Could we see Angel Salad?
it's mechanics time after Angel Salad for both of these players. And we've got a couple, and there's Lorelei.
There's a Hard Rock too.
One of the harder maps in the pool as well. I would argue that this is probably, I'd say maybe the 3rd or 4th hardest map in this pool. I would say Night of Nights maybe just a little bit more difficult than Lorelei.
What do you think is the hardest map in this pool?
I'm terrible at reading. Labo 1 is the most difficult map in this pool by far.
Yeah.
Kirby maps are so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. That map with Hidden is brutal.
Absolutely insane. But even then, you know, this Hard Rock pool, even for the amount of comfortable Hard Rock players we have in this player pool, such difficult maps, and I think there's a reason they're so high skill cap, right? This is the mechanics slot.
Oh yeah.
And to, you know, bring precision into things too, especially with Night of Nights being the smaller circle size map, I think that's really the only reason I would give Lorelei maybe that 2nd place spot for Hard Rock.
Yeah.
But either way, Antonio, we've given him that mechanics favored slot in this matchup right now, and he's going to try and prove it right now with Lorelei. This is the first real mechanics map we've seen since Easy Breezy, basically. You know, Pile of Corpse's aim map. It's mechanics, but it's consistency.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
So less overall, you know, requirement, and then again, Hard Rock, slightly smaller circles, HP is a little bit lower. OD is definitely higher, you know, OD 10 Hard Rock. And that accuracy, again, with that making a difference being at OD 10.
Yeah.
So both of these players, I'm not sure what to expect. Again, we saw Hire's high in the first match, and very basic level Hard Rock map. Consistency, aim, very reminiscent of like old style slot pooling Nomad 1s, but Lorelei, such a different map here. And again, like we mentioned, CS 6.5.
Yeah. Especially on the sliders on this. Excited to see how those go.
Big point here.
There's like a big hourglass slider as well.
Yes.
That one's hard to hit, so we'll see how that goes.
This is a crucial point for Antonio too, because if for any reason these players let up a break point in these last 2 maps, it could spell certain doom going into that potential for tiebreaker. An early break's not going to be the end of the world for Antonio here with the accuracy lead, especially as Melvr finds a miss as well. But it's both players trading breaks, as we've seen every map.
Antonio really comfortable in the accuracy here, though.
Very smooth aim, very not shaky. You see a lot of players maybe tend to shake a little bit more on that precision, trying to get that focus and that aim control down to aim to these smaller circles. But we're just seeing misses on everything right now. Slider streams, aim, snapping. This map is just consistently difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Not a huge difference again. We're keeping that 20 to 30,000 score lead through the halfway again. No difference on that spinner. Massive accolade for Antonio, though. If he's ever able to put up a substantial
combo. Slider. Melvr going to be finding a break on that as well.
Antonio missing right after. 40,000, 50,000, though. Very similar to the last one we saw from Melvr, though, where you start to pull away a little bit in the middle on these later picks.
Yeah.
And those protects, funny enough, protects were closer than some of these later maps as well.
Oh, yeah.
This is big from Antonio. Past halfway now, 300,000 score, 60,000 score lead. It's not done, but Antonio has set himself up for success. Aim section right now, a little bit lower intensity, and Antonio gonna find a break here. Melvr, if he's able to put up some combo here, gonna close a bit of this gap. See if we can get this under 50K through the space stream. Both players going through. Oh, and it's a break from Antonio!
Oh, but it gets traded by Melvr.
Just under 50,000 score before Melvr found that break. in the final pattern. And man, these over-aims from both players just crushing them. Again, the precision, you've got to slow things down. You've got to find that focus. And it's so difficult, especially in a stage, and again, those unfamiliar setups, it does throw you off.
Yeah, it really does, especially on precision.
Yeah, you know, a niche skill set to begin with, too. I mean, while there are a lot of great precision players, to make it a more of like a light tech, awkward style map like this, you need to have more of a command over precision than I think you would in a lot of the more generic styles.
Yeah.
Right now, it's on Melvr holding this down with the combo at the ending, but Antonio, I think he may have just put up too big of a lead at the beginning.
Yeah, and it's that accuracy lead as well. 3%.
Very confident.
That's going to matter a lot. There we go. He's going to be taking Hard Rock 2.
There they are. Back to even again.
Back to even again. It's the tiebreaker. It's going to be the tiebreaker.
You called it right at the start. First thing you sat down. Tiebreaker match today.
Yeah.
8 versus 9 seed. How much closer do you get? You can't get any closer than
You really
this.
can't.
Literally. You know, and especially even, we talked about at the beginning, Antonio and Melvr, both experienced players in high-level open rank restricted before as well. These two know what's going on right now. Even if this is staged, even if it's in front of a big crowd, they're ready for this. They are prepared. And with the map pool dwindling, 4 maps left. What's Melvr's pick here? Is it Angel Salad or maybe Astro Sexy?
Might be the Hard Rock 1.
Hard Rock 1 too, yes. I
can see that.
He's gone for both aim maps thus far.
Yeah.
But again, I'm looking at maybe that alt style as well.
Yeah.
I'm so conflicted for what Melvr might want to go for here, and it's anything. I think he's going to avoid that Hard Rock 3. You know, I think, and
especially, yeah.
But
maybe not feeling too confident on the Hard Rock after this previous pick, so
definitely.
Astro Sexy would be fun though. That would be very fun to see.
I would love to see that, and I think it's a map Melvr could potentially be very good at.
Yeah,
Old
absolutely.
Style, alt, awkward. I mean, that's the game, but he goes
for the Hard Rock 3.
Okay. I'm not sure I know what to expect from this map. Melvr got a trick up his sleeve right now after Hard Rock 2. Both very difficult Hard Rock maps, very similar in intensity overall. Style, a bit different. I mean, Lorelei definitely more tech favored and certainly not as small circles on Hard Rock 3.
99 has a little more aim control too.
Yeah, so
a couple of tricky patterns and stuff of that sort. So
maybe Melvr, you know, switching away from that 6.5, maybe the point of contention in there. So confident with the patterning, but not so much the circle size here, giving him a bit of confidence on Night of Night. And I agree with not picking something like Angel Salad, especially if you haven't practiced it, even if you're the gimmick favored player. Such a difficult map. You know, and again, Astro Sexy, so much can happen on a map like that with the old style. Higher is high, I'd be terrified. You know, he picked the Nomad one, but he lost it. And he picked Hidden one, but he won it. So, you know, 50-50 chance there. But it's Night of Nights, Camellia Remix. Again, much bigger circle. CS 3.8 base, so not even close to the 6.5.
Yeah.
Buzz sliders, though. Awkward patterns, quick snaps in here. Again, still a focus on aim control here with the Hard Rock.
Absolutely.
Early lead for Antonio, but not by much, as both players seem to be struggling with some of these quick snaps.
Oh, there's Melvr's gonna hold through that.
Well, a decent length pick as well. Hard Rock 3 is not super short. There's plenty of room for error like we've seen on other picks, but double the combo for Melvr right now. Gonna want to get this score lead up early. You don't want to leave it up to chance on this map towards the ending. It only gets harder. But this is definitely almost a flowing favored map. It's very snappy though, grid mapped almost off angles here, but
both players will be trading.
12,000 score, close.
Very close. I think again it's that accuracy lead.
It is. That's something we've seen from Antonio the entire time thus far. I think in this match, almost on every map, he's so confident with the accuracy.
He definitely is, yeah.
More misses from Melvr. You don't want to see that approaching halfway through the map now. Antonio is advanced from just a minuscule, maybe 4-digit score lead to now almost 30,000. And once you start to hit 50,000 score difference, it does start to become extremely difficult to come back into it, even on the
starts to become a little more decisive then.
At this point, Antonio is still finding breaks. The issue is that Melvr's not able to put up a confident combo here right now. And I totally understand it. Extremely difficult patterns. These wiggles are not for the faint of heart. But so difficult, both ends. Nobody finding a combo here. And unfortunately for Melvr, that only serves to favor Antonio.
It's still pretty close as well.
1% accolade halfway through now. I mean, this is again long map here.
Only halfway through, yeah. There's plenty of time for Melvr to come back here.
Same combo on both. And again, these hundreds of misses from Antonio could throw this a bit. A little bit more of a drop here. Again, we're approaching that 1% act difference. It was too early.
Lead is shrinking.
Breaks from both players, though. Again, Melvr needs to find more consistent combos than Antonio, and both players keep just barely over-aiming the start of these patterns, but it's down to 15K again.
It is. Oh, it's so close.
Not over yet. Again, continued breaks trading out here. So any major combo is going to be able to drag score back. We're down to 12,000 now. And it's just going to stay where it is. Again, those breaks earlier serving to favor Antonio's. Both players hit that pattern. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That is a quick snap and switch on that tight angle. Quarter of the way left to go. That 1% act lead now shrunken down to less than 0.5%. Melvr does find a break, unfortunately, there. That's going to give Antonio a chance to build combo.
Oh, but there it gets traded right back.
Here we go. Final sets of patterns. Can Melvr pull this off into the ending? It's so close. It's 6,000 score. Antonio breaks. That's left.
There we go. Oh, wait.
Breaks from both sides. 3K. Does he close it down? There's misses, but Antonio's holding combo. Every time one player breaks, the other one has 80 combo, and then it switches back the other way at 6K. Melvr finds a break. I don't think he could have afforded that. It's trades though, 5K, 4K, 1K difference. It's going back to Melvr.
No.
1K this both sides. Will we see it at the end? One miss will throw this away. It's 5K now. I don't know if Melvr has
Those
it.
misses at the end. I think it's gonna go to Antonio. Antonio got another breakpoint, just like that.
Just barely at the ending. Antonio. That is some serious resilience from the number 8 seed there. An onslaught for Melvr on his own pick, and he holds on. But what does Antonio pick now? We talked about the fact that Hard Rock 1 is maybe contested, and maybe this being a potential pick for Antonio. So the fact that this is gone now, do we see a switch up, or does he stick with the aim here?
I think we're gonna be seeing some aim.
I'm with you. I think Higher's High is the pick for Antonio.
I do think so as well.
Now, I wouldn't be opposed to Astro Sexy as a pick right now. I think that would be pretty cool, but Higher's High, I definitely think is the move for Antonio right now. That
I do think so, yeah.
You know, a little bit more confident on that Nomad 1. Hidden 1, a little bit more gimmicky style. Slider aim, very much different. Hard Rock 1 is as vanilla as you can get. This is down-to-earth consistency Hard Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like staring, waiting for something absolutely insane to pop up on my screen right now, but Higher side.
There we go.
There it is.
There's
okay.
the Hard Rock 1.
All right.
All right.
We're keeping it down to earth. Antonio trying to close this one out, and again, single elimination in this tournament, so you don't want to be messing around with last picks here.
No, definitely not. That's 3 Hard Rock picks in a row.
After seeing only 1 in the first match, that's a big switch up.
Oh, yeah.
We still have yet to see a DT in any match so far, though.
Really?
Yeah, all 3 DTs banned in the first matchup.
All 3?
All 3. Every single one of them. Yeah, we had everything gone there. So maybe we'll get a chance to see it. I mean, we're definitely going to see some DT today. Absolutely. So, you know, no concerns there whatsoever. But for these first 2 matches, really just not speed favored. But certainly consistency favored, and for the sake of Antonio, He's going to want to close this one out here. You do not want to go into a tiebreaker in your first match of this tournament. That's a way to kick up the nerves. It's a bit of an act drop at the start for Antonio, though, struggling just a little bit from the start. I think we might get an abort here if we don't actually have the Hard Rock on right now. We saw the same issue earlier with one of the hidden maps, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is a...
Oh, this Hard Rock is off right now.
Yeah, Hard Rock not showing up.
I thought the circle size looked a little big.
This is very comfortable Hard Rock right now.
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with the circle size?
Yeah, so we're gonna get the Hard Rock thrown on right now, but I like both of the players. We're just kind of winging that. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna play it through.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep this
Just
one
in
going.
case. Just in case.
Never know what's gonna happen there.
Exactly.
You know, keep rolling with it. But Hard Rock, I mean, you're gonna see still very comfortable, normal circle size. You know, with respect to I think what Hard Rock is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So. Again, reminiscent of like old style consistency no mod 1, right on the money for the 8 Purity. But final pick for both players here. This is either closing it out for Antonio or
it's a break point for
tiebreaker.
Melvr.
We've seen a break point multiple times now. I was gonna say once, but we've seen it 3 times now. I think back and forth once and then one more. So Melvr has to win this. We saw an early miss from Antonio without the Hard Rock, but he's going to clean that up a little bit at the start here. Lower accuracies with the Hard Rock at the start, understandable. Again, higher OD.
Adjusting as well.
Yeah, that circle size, especially after playing the beginning of this map with the normal size.
Yeah.
Really throwing him for a loop here, but it's an early miss from Melvr.
Ooh.
That
That is definitely going to benefit Antonio.
Yeah, there's these overlaps.
Melvr missing again there.
This is a difficult map. You know, we talk about it being consistency and pretty standard, but some of these overlapping jumps do prove to be a little bit difficult, we've seen. But a miss on a stream from Antonio.
Ooh.
And that's pretty good for Melvr. That's a quarter of the way through before Antonio was able to put up a super substantial lead. There was a little bit there,
Yeah.
but still under 30K. And it's another break from Antonio.
Yeah. Melvr's going to hold on to that combo as well that he's building. I think this might come down to whoever has like more consistent combos and better accuracy, I guess.
I think
Come
we
down
saw
to that.
Yeah, we saw that on a pick earlier, right? About the same combo on both sides. It was the one that Melvr won where I think he just put up that 200 or 300 combo more times.
Yeah.
And that's what does it. You really need to just hit more consistently, and if you can hit it in blocks, unfortunately, it doesn't matter what the max combo is unless you are doubling or tripling the closest player. But it's Antonio with the combo lead once again. He's going to advance that score lead from the 25 to 30K all the way up to 50K now, and this starts to become a little bit more dangerous from over halfway. Number 9 seed holding on as much as he possibly could through the start of this match. But getting slow slidered! Oh, no, but Antonio
trades it right after, yeah.
And the accuracy difference of once again in favor of Antonio, though this is benefiting him the entire day.
Yeah.
It's another set of breaks for Melvr, and unfortunately things kind of unraveling here at the ending. We are well past halfway into that final third now. And Melvr, he's going to get a chance to see the scores right here at the pause for real with an actual chance to see it. So he knows he's got to buckle down and hope Antonio breaks. Unfortunately, similar to the No Mod 1, we're seeing Antonio with this raw aim just absolutely on top of this. It's another break from Melvr. Traded by Antonio, but 80,000 score, and I think Antonio may have avoided tiebreaker with this one. That Hard Rock pick, the beginning of the end for Melvr, it was so close on Hard Rock 3.
It really was, yeah.
But unfortunately, in a map pool of this size with matches at a best of 9, you're inevitably going to run out of picks on one side over the other, and unfortunately for Melvr, I think he just happens to run out first.
Yeah.
Big combo into the ending for a little bit there. He's going to close a bit of the score gap to bring it down from that 80,000. But that's going to be it.
100,000 as well.
Yeah, seriously, all the way up. But Antonio to close it.
There we go.
Well played to both players.
Well,
that was an exceptional match.
That was a very good match, yeah.
You know, we talked about tiebreaker. We almost got to see it, but I mean, I think that's the best we can ask for in an 8 to 9 seed matchup. I mean, one singular point away from tiebreaker. That's as close as you can get. And after, a sweep in the first round of the tournament, it really shows you that there's more to these matches than just the number of points that are put up on the board. The score differences is as well. This match, what was the biggest score difference we had? 80,000, 100,000?
I think it was just now,
was
wasn't
it? Just that
I
one
think
now?
so. It was
Yeah.
the hard one.
Unbelievably close matches here.
It was, yeah.
Every player's given their best here, especially out of qualifiers. Top 16 making it into this tournament. Such stringent competition coming into this.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Antonio advancing to the quarterfinals round. Again, single elimination. So unfortunately, we will have to wave goodbye to Melvr. A valiant effort, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But exceptional, as always, from our players here. Everyone that qualified for this tournament is going to give their best here, and especially on an unfamiliar stage environment, that's all you can really ask for. So I think that's the best we could have asked for an 8 to 9 seed match. I think we have potential for tiebreaker, though, with some matches coming up later here, especially the match that we've got following this one.
Wait, what is that one?
Following this not immediately after, a little bit after this, we were actually going to have Bubbleman versus Nope KJK coming up next. So Nope KJK, long-time South Korean tournament player and OWC player as
second place.
Bubbleman, legend of the tournament scene, easily the best tournament player that the UK has ever seen. And he still sits at the top for most of it too. So I think we're looking for a great match coming up. But we've got a little bit of a pause now. No timer in front of me, but you'll have a little bit of a break now. So thanks, everyone, for watching. We hope you've enjoyed. And Eric, thank you for joining us up in the casting
Thank you for having me.
We hope to see you up here for some more matches.
Potentially, yeah. Just need to make sure it doesn't overlap with my own matches, because I'm also playing in the tournament.
You can commentate your own match, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll sit there with have the little microphone on
my mic'd up on stage. Thanks, everyone, for watching, though. We will catch you for our next match, Bubbleman versus Nope KJK. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you then.